weapons if you want armor. We could do armor. You seem to have nice armor.
The whole point of this was to test armor.
Oh no, armor worked fine. The whole point of this was to put fist in Leon's face.
We apparently had different priorities.
Greetings, adventurers! On this episode of Half Dice Will Save, I'm stealing the intro.
You gotta do it right if you want to steal the intro. Greetings, adventurers. This is Half Dice Will Save. Back with another episode of our Pathfinder 2nd Edition adventure. It's the same thing I've been saying for 2 years. Gotta study if you want to cover this.
That's why I didn't say I was replacing, I said I was stealing.
You come into this house with this weak shit. Your weak intro game.
Oh, God.
It's been a while since we broke
Someone
through.
shoot me now.
It's been a bit.
We've been so nice lately.
So, we are back from getting absolutely fucked by our lives for a while.
It's true.
Some of us contracted diseases. Some of us maybe contracted diseases or maybe just, spent a week and a half being absolutely lethargic because they moved heavy objects for the first time in 2 years.
Ooh. Did I do it?
Some of us died.
Some of us died.
True story. Rest in peace.
Yes.
It me.
But we are back. However, next week we won't be back because I will be in South Carolina at BonsaiCon. So if you happen to be in South Carolina at BonsaiCon next week, come see me. But with that out of the way, everybody take a deep breath. And here we go.
Who's that?
So, last time on Have Dice Will Save, which, if you're watching this on YouTube, was whenever you watched the last episode, but for us was like a month ago.
Been a hot second.
The party explored further into the city of Akos and came across the peculiar archive where they met a woman named Quintana, who is the archivist there. She assisted them with filling in some gaps in their knowledge, and they absolutely destroyed her mind by
Filling in some gaps in her knowledge.
yes.
The quick question.
Mm-hmm.
This is not the Stormlight Archives, because that's from a book, right?
No, it's the Storm Warden Archives. The Stormlight Archives are a different thing.
I was
Very
like,
much a book.
I want to say it's the Storm... Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yes.
I can see how you got I can
Yes.
see how one jumped to
And
the
that
other.
was not an
Sanderson.
intentional similarity.
Mr. Sanderson is a very chill guy.
Yes.
But
If I was just like, no, it's the
How
Stormlight Archives.
Ever.
That would be justifiably a problem.
In my
Yes.
brain, it was set as Stormlight, and I was just like, wait, no, that's
Nope,
from something
Storm
else, isn't
Warden,
it?
because Akor, was the Storm Warden.
Also, we don't want to get sued.
Yes.
yes,
So,
you would be hearing.
Tessie and Emmeline spent some time with Quintana and her assistant Rodion in discussing the past and comparing notes on the workings of reality.
I'm sure there were cookies and tea involved.
Oh, there were definitely cookies and tea for that something that heavy.
And I believe at the end, Tessie got permission to sleep in the basement.
Yes, she did.
That she was warned about anti-theft spells being in place.
Don't steal shit. You will get struck by lightning.
She doesn't plan to take anything out. Just,
Just gotta take a look.
search the place with a fine-toothed comb.
Meanwhile, Gresh met up with Ivan, who was on a bar crawl.
I was bar crawling my way towards the giant lightning temple.
Yes.
Because what you want to be when going towards a giant lightning temple is drunk.
Yes.
That way you don't feel the lightning.
It's true.
Oh. Yes. So anyway, you two met up and kind of continued the bar crawl toward
Opposite direction.
in the opposite direction toward the fighting pits. And just as we ended, Ivan met up with an old friend. So, who would like to start first?
Probably be an Ivan thing. Right?
Yeah.
It's been a month. So I'm trying to
He
think.
had
of-
just invited you to drink with him.
I think I pulled out my refilling mug,
Yes.
gave him a drink.
Yes, and he had accepted it and drank a bunch and then passed it.
So what are you doing here?
Oh. He looks around, notices Gresh just standing there, and that doesn't seem to change him. It's clearly performative. We have operation. It is secret.
Oh, this is Gresh.
Oh, hello.
Greetings.
He is like orc revenge murder person. He does.
Is that a good thing or?
It has been so far.
Oh, good. Hi.
He does professional revenge murder.
Oh, you're a mercenary. That's very useful.
No,
Good to know.
Nem. I'm Vadas, hunter.
if you hurt orc, he revenge murder you.
This is
And they pay you for this?
I guess.
It is a good job.
It is a good job. There are many things that hurt the orc, and many things that I kill. What is this operation?
Well, we have some, we will say, contests of strength and skill
Is
that
is,
happen
Excellent.
in large concealed rings.
is this the fight pit?
He's like Martha, but
No, it is not. That would be terribly illegal.
It's like with Martha, but you stay dead. So don't die. But other than that, I can come. I can make not dead. This will work. Okay.
I get you to cast Breath of Life for the first time because I murder someone in a fight pit. I'd be so happy.
I'm gonna be honest. I might cast Breath of Life for the first time because I murder someone.
Well, that sounds exactly like what we look for.
Bah!
Well, let's go.
Is we were looking, see if we could find fight pit. It's been a long time. Well, long time since I did not magic fight pit. It was a little
There
bit
is
ago.
a magic one?
It is in Not Kierdan's.
Earsink.
It is in Irsank.
Is
It's
you
run
can
by
fight,
Marta.
cannot die there. Is interesting. It was. I don't know what the not dying is like. I won, so
That is good to know.
Don't fight there, so I don't know. I could not tell you.
so how is what is going on with everything? You're expanding all the way up here now.
Yes.
It's moving north.
We decided that there were new opportunities to pursue outside of Skyvuskill. There was, well, you know, some disagreement about how to run operations, so
Disagreement.
these things happen. The young and ambitious decide that they want to try new things, and the old and stodgy decide that they want to kill the young and ambitious.
Oh, well,
Which
This was-
which of the sides are you on?
I worked for the young and ambitious, that's why we are real far away from the old and stodgy ones.
so I am to understand. Valamar does not know so much about new
He
fightering.
knows. He doesn't know the day-to-day details, maybe, but he knows we're here. He still runs the show.
Well, of course, but so I assume he give you flexibility so long as cut comes in, huh?
Yeah, done.
Okay, well. I say I would like look if I can.
So, of course.
Lead the way. Take another big drink from my
Yes.
mug.
He finishes whatever he was drinking, which looks pretty cheap, but he was clearly going for volume. And then he slams his hand down on the table and gets up and leads you all back out.
Are you wearing your new armor?
Yes,
Yeah, I thought so.
That's the whole reason
Show
we're doing
it off.
I have my big shiny new armor
this. We want to fucking see what it do.
Gotta try it out.
with an empty sigil on it.
Yes, you have not killed any mythical beasts.
Soon to contain a squirrel symbol.
Monk squirrel.
We can find a squirrel that's at your level or higher.
Yes, we can.
Dire squirrel.
Since,
The
since
mega
the fall,
squirrel.
since the fall of the monastery, the monk squirrels have taken to fighting pits to make ends meet.
Yes.
The ascended god-touched squirrel.
It turns out Marinora, also a god, weirdly. How do you think she was giving Key Blast to all those squirrels? Oh, that's the worst detail that's ever been canonized.
The Garden of the Slain still takes that slot.
No, the Garden of the Slain I canonized intentionally. The squirrels got canonized because somebody mentioned them in character. They were a joke until somebody brought them up. And I was like, well, I guess they're real now. Anyway, so your friend leads you through the streets a while until he comes to a pretty small building kind of toward the edge of town. And there's a dwarf sitting in a chair outside, just kind of like leaned back against the wall, arms crossed, and he looks up and gives a nod and just kind of like lets you past through this heavy wooden door. When you get inside, it is dark and kind of dank. And pretty quickly you realize that this is some kind of like abandoned storehouse. But he takes you over to the back and reaches down and like pulls up a handle, and a section of the floor in front of him slides out of the way as he pulls this kind of mechanism upward. And there is a set of stairs leading down. And from beneath, you can hear the echoing sounds of shouts.
They going for it.
And I head down.
After
down.
you, good friend.
Duh.
Can I walk down this way?
So, you head down this stairway as the sounds start to build from a distant echo into a consistent din by the time you reach the bottom of the stairs. You'd estimate you're maybe a story and a half underground at this point. And you come out into this huge room that is just a large ring in the center. It's not even really a pit. It's just, a ring because there is a stone floor down here, and apparently they didn't want to bust up the masonry to create a proper pit, so they built essentially a slightly raised ring that has ropes tied around it. And in the center, two dwarves are locked in a wrestling match. It's grappling combat, but they're both very low and stocky, so they're not moving each other all that much. But given the cheers, there was more action shortly before you came down here, because around this pit is probably 50 or 60 cheering spectators. Most of them are dwarves. There are a few orcs and or half-orcs. One or two tieflings and halflings and things like that. But the majority, as with the rest of the population here, are dwarves. Judging from the fashion, there are a fair number of Uskill dwarves among the crowd. But it's by no means the majority. The majority of the dwarves remain from Akas.
They're locals.
And there are shouts in Dwarvish that seem to be placing bets and encouragement to one fighter or the other. And your friend just kind of shoulders his way through the crowd toward the front of the crowd of spectators.
45 gold on Salem.
He does on the way. He just slaps a handful of coins into someone's hand, with a significant look that appears to communicate all of the necessary information. The place it's a little dank in a similar way to the storehouse was. It's better lit. There are torches in sconces along the walls, and it's warmer. But it's clear that this place was just as abandoned as the chamber above until it got put to this use. But there is the strong scent of various alcohols and the strong sight of various people drinking them. So
Yes.
the stonework isn't quite sticky because it takes kind of a lot to make stonework sticky, but it's getting there.
Well, this is certainly something.
This brings me back.
Should we follow after your...
You will know where promoter is, the organizer. Talk to him, get fight in the ring. I think we could get pretty good rate.
Well, we try. We try. Let us go.
Da.
So you work your way through the crowd after your friend Semyon. The crowd doesn't part quite as naturally for you as it did for him, although for you it's a lot easier because you can kind of just wade waist deep through them. But you definitely notice that the crowd knew to move out of the way. for your.
If people
old
don't move
buddy.
efficiently enough for out of the way for me, I will just keep moving. I'm just shouldering people
Sure.
out of the way.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I bet-
any,
the point
anyone
is,
that doesn't move out
when-
of the way
when
enough gets
Semyon-
knocked over.
When Semyon moved, people like noticed him moving against them and was just kind of
Yeah.
like shifted aside. People seemed less eager to do so for you until you knock someone over, and then they seem
Yeah.
to get the idea.
It's,
When their face meets the breastplate,
can-
they're like, no, maybe not.
for him, they know him. They know to move out of the way. For me, they don't know me, but I will teach them to move out of the way.
You will educate them in their deficiency.
Who's this guy bumping into me? Oh, never mind. I'm moving. Sorry, sir.
That's more money than I've ever seen in worth in armor.
That is a big sword.
So, but eventually you do catch up, and Semyon appears to be standing next to another dwarf. This one with oddly fiery red hair, which is not terribly common among Uskil dwarves, and a beard to match that kind of comes down a ways and then splits into two loosely braided strands. He is wearing a sort of like a loose tunic, almost like a short robe. And if you look carefully, you can see that there is some kind of like cured leather armor on underneath it. And there are a number of marks toward the neck of the armor that you notice specifically because you almost instinctively look for them. They were clearly made into it with a knife. There is 3 of them, which marks him as essentially a regional director. It's subtle. You probably don't even notice them because it looks like battle damage.
Yeah.
But for you, marks in that specific spot are insignia of rank. And he looks over at the both of you. Clearly, Semyon has mentioned you ahead of time.
Zdrozvidya.
What brings you to my lovely establishment?
Reminiscing about the past. I think I would like to participate. It's been a long time since I stepped in the ring.
We could make that happen. You would like as well?
I'm here.
That is true, you are here.
Again.
They like that. We don't get many orcs in the ring.
That's fair. Well, you are in a cause. That is why.
No. So, are you looking for fun or for money?
I think fun right now. But everything always does for money.
Of course. I'm just gauging how hard you want this to be. If you want lots of money, it will be lots of people.
I think I can handle myself.
Okay. And he leans aside and mutters something to another figure standing next to him. A slightly shorter woman. And then she kind of like shuffles off, doing the same, like splitting the crowd motion that you saw Semyon use.
Well, they must be employee. They know. They know to move. I had to fight.
They know these people.
Duh.
He's like, well,
Nothing gets past you.
do we fight? Do we fight together or do we fight separate? How does this work?
How do you want to do? We can arrange.
I don't know what we use. This I've not been here before. Do we use hands? Do we use steel?
Normal is hand. Steel tends to kill people.
But he said
It
that,
is more exciting, though.
This,
he said that people die here.
if you want to use steel, you can. There's someone that will think they can take you down, and then you take their head off.
Look,
We would advise, please do not
this is getting out of
actually
hand.
take head off. We try not kill. Draws attention.
This is well, of course, and
But if you want to use weapon, you can. This thing
Well, I
did
have
happen.
to
But
listen
normally we
to-
do. Normally is for hand.
I will do.
What the rules? I don't know.
Yeah,
This is
he's your show, sir.
in cap.
Well, all rules are negotiable.
I do not like this. I do not like negotiating. Just tell me.
Gretchen's just like, look, I'm here for a fight. Tell me how this works, please.
I don't know crowd here as well. What does orc fight? What
With
would
an
be?
orc, they are going to want a big weapon.
I kind of like pat the handle on my neck splitter. I could make that happen. I am fine with that.
So, I think we do weapons if you want. You want armor? We could do armor. You seem
whole-
to have nice armor.
What
The
do you
whole
want?
point of this was to test armor.
Oh no, armor work fine.
Well,
whole point of this was to put fist in man's face.
We apparently had different priorities. It's good to be on the same page before we look for a fight.
Too
I
late.
want. Do you want to fight me?
No,
Okay.
he seems like a little surprised at that proposition.
there's like no. This is bad because like if I fight you, you kill me, then you get me back up. If I kill you, I have no one to get you back up.
Yeah, but you don't kill me.
We don't plan to kill, but maybe it happened on accident.
So, not to get in the middle of anything, but we have lots of other people who can kill and or be killed by you.
This is
It's been a long time since in the fighting pit, so I will do what you think will be most fun, entertaining fight. I let you direct, you know this.
Good.
Back in the Skyvoo skill, I had finger on pulse the whole thing. This is new town. I defer.
I think I'll make it tomorrow's main event.
Orosho. What can I do tonight?
You could punch someone if you want.
Okay.
David's like, as long as I get to punch somebody tonight.
I love to do traditional. Let's do traditional fight. And I start to unbuckle the armor.
Sure.
I like to do at least one tonight. Warm up. Main event tomorrow.
So as you start to get your armor off, the dwarf kind of makes a gesture, and the crowded people like just kind of instinctively step back a little bit to give you more room to get your armor off.
And they start kind of, undoing all the buckles and removing the gauntlets and, all the different bits and pieces and everything that are on the armor, and then get that off. And I start to undo all the straps for the leather armor that's beneath it, the padded armor, and it takes probably about 5-10 minutes to actually get everything off and actually get everything kind of put away. And I will actually, people will notice, for all the irreverence I seem to have for everything, the armor I actually am putting away pretty carefully. And as I usually am doing with most of my stuff, I actually treat the armor and the sword pretty well. Those I take care of.
Yep.
Everything
So-
else, armor.
Yeah. People, armor. Until I finally kind of get everything off and I'm just in kind of normal clothes. Just kind of, jeans and a wife beater.
Okay. Yes, so you get all of your equipment off. Meanwhile, the fight that was happening in the ring has progressed. They have kind of gone through this ebb and flow of like periods of striking and action, followed by periods of like trying to knock each other over and mostly failing.
18 to figure out who's gonna win.
That's on what skill?
What?
What skill are we rolling?
On Dwarven Underworld lore.
Okay, actually give me
Warfare?
Warfare.
Okay. In which case it would be a
Well-
14.
Okay. Actually, that's an interesting point.
Yeah, Warfare's kind of more mass scale.
Well, Warfare would be what I would normally do for who is going to win a generic fight.
Yeah.
In this case, actually, Dwarven Underworld lets you know this fight is rigged as fuck.
I watch it for a bit. And you can see what like. And I put down 2 gold on him.
The dwarf you had been talking to glances down, like gives you a look and then nods a bit, and someone from off to the side who appears to be one of the kind of the bookies, like kind of just shuffles over, grabs the gold, and shuffles back.
One of those little box cats. It's like,
Yes.
Where do we get the drinks? I can smell it, but I don't see it.
This is a good question. Where is bar?
Oh, against the walls. All of them. This round
Good
room.
call.
Do
Where
they
is
have
medic tent?
foods?
What's this in sort of behind the bars.
Okay. Let me know if you need advanced medicine.
I would imagine the screaming.
Yes.
Oh God, my leg!
The real problems come when there's no screaming. That's
Okay.
So yes, when pointed out, you can see that it's kind of in a dim area because the kind of torches are raised up a bit, so the bars are sort of in the shadow underneath, but along almost the entire circumference. Thank you. I've almost said diameter, and then I'm like, nope, that's not how geometry works. Almost the entire circumference of the room is like basically one long bar. And
I like
every
this.
10 or 15 feet is some bartender dwarf
I like this place.
serving drinks.
This is interesting. I've never seen such things. They do not do this at the Martas. Then I walk over and I grab anything they put in front of me.
You just like kind of stare at them. You know, you happen upon a bartender that only just speaks Dwarvish.
Yeah.
So you try and order something, and he just like hands you something.
Like take out one silver piece. He doesn't do anything. I take out another silver piece, and then like I wait until I get to the appropriate amount
Right.
of silvers for him to give me a beverage.
And eventually, yeah, no, honestly, with 1 silver, you'll get something.
Oh, okay.
There is cheap rot gut down here to be had.
1 copper will get you
Yeah.
something.
Like for a silver down here, you're getting something kind of drinkable, actually. Like,
Give me
probably above the average, judging by the smell of the room.
Then I pantomime that I want something to eat. I'm just like,
He reaches under and pulls out a bowl of kind of nondescript nuts. You can't really tell what kind they are. They've all been sort of... It looks kind of like somebody took, like, handfuls of various shelled nuts and just kind of, like, smacked them until they came out of their shells. And then... So half of them are, like, broken shards of maybe, like, some walnuts and
just,
some...
Like, ground up a bunch of different types of nuts and then reformed them in
It's a little bit
nut-shaped
like
molds.
the chicken nugget of the nut world.
I will give him 2 silvers total. 1 for the drink, 1 for the bowl of assorted
Assorted nuts worth half a copper.
for the nut gravel.
Yes. And he gives you an approving, like, kind of up nod at that, being like, oh, you tip well, that's good.
Who win? Blue short or red short?
Red.
And
And then I walk up and just like slap a gold on the counter and go, "Give me a bottle of vodka."
and you get a bottle of, kind of middling quality, but pretty solid dwarven vodka.
And taking a, supposed to about pop the top off. This will be good fight.
So you go punch some fool tonight.
Duh.
And then tomorrow we do something?
Tomorrow will be real fight.
But with who? With what? What do we
Real
do?
fight though. Is going to either be some kind of monster. They might have something that they caught, but that depends a lot on whether they have something. Newer place, probably not. Tend to bring attention, need to pay off guard, not know this drag monster in the city.
That's fair.
And
This will
probably
be
not
that.
quite. So I'm thinking they're going to have probably dwarves they don't like. Is going to have someone marked for death, but they say you fight can get freedom. Is good way to get someone fight, and if they die, you don't care. And if they win, you can either, you make call.
This is how they do prison in Skavusku.
Well, that depends on Lord, really. Not where I'm from. Prison was not that. Prison was mostly labor. You do crime, you work for Lord until he says you've paid off your debt, which could be however long he wants you to do work for. Other places do. Sometimes other lords do that, but no, mostly this. But is often how we did. Is good way to provide fodder for fight. There's usually someone somewhere that will be willing to do a death fight, and is easy way to make some money off of person you need to kill anyway.
Truly, they use the whole part of the animal.
It's why be wasteful.
Well, I try not to kill anyone if can help.
Is usually best. Most of the time, people don't die. Is why you have doctor on standby.
That's fair.
We do
So
not.
they-
We do
they
not
use-
want people to die. Even when we have people that we're going to kill. Usually, is better if we can get a few more fights out of them. They can live as gladiator, or die.
Do they? So do what? They yield? How do they do this?
Yield work, oftentimes, but depend on whether they actually put up fight or not. If they just yield immediately at the beginning of fight, then usually we just take them out back, beat them, give you a new fighter. But usually is until either clear victor or someone is down. In which case, medic come in, stabilize, kick him to bed to sleep it off, heal up.
Got you. I worry that if I go too far, your friends will dislike this. So.
In a fight like this, they're paying to see more violence. If there is no too far. The only thing that would possibly happen is if you kill too fast, maybe people are a little disappointed, but they put down their bets, so whatever.
Excellent.
Bit of showmanship help, get more money, you get bigger cut of winning. But honestly, you can't go too far. Is if they set up fight like this, they know what is possible to happen, and they account for it.
What do you say about they like orc fight? They not get many orcs to fight.
Didn't see any orcs fighting.
Well, yes, but the dwarfs in Skyvuskull enjoyed seeing orc fight.
I don't like seeing anyone fight, but orc would be something new.
This makes sense. This makes sense.
They see dwarf fight every night. They see orc fight only tonight. This big event. That's why it's tomorrow, because then they need to get word out a bit, get more people coming.
This makes sense. I was wondering why not just do now. We here.
Gotta get that publishing.
You can do some now too, but big main event tomorrow so that they can get, big crowd, make more money.
Not me. I stay on side. I cheer for you.
Okay.
I have whatever this is. Would you like some paste? It is.
It's like some trail mix without any of the mix.
It look.
Yes, mostly
Ivan
trail.
grabs a bit of a handful,
Yeah,
rubs on
mostly
it.
trail.
Seems like this is something he's eaten a lot of.
Yeah.
Just like it does.
Just like me, Ma used to make it.
It looked like
The
paste you
smashed
summon.
nuts.
It looked like paste you summon, yet somehow tastes worse.
The paste is just boring. This is actively bad.
It gives. It has some texture though.
This is true. This is true.
It's what you wash down with vodka.
Is mine vodka?
No. Did not pay enough for vodka. Yours is probably some kind of like malt liquor.
Fine. I'm fine with it.
Whatever.
Well, yes. Go now. I see
It is-
friend wave to you. Go punch face.
A punch face. I'll go back up to the director,
Fight.
the fight master.
Okay. He is still standing there next to the ring. As you make your way back, you see that one of the dwarves in the ring has been subdued and is kind of being dragged out. And indeed, your prediction appears to have been correct. And the bookie, upon seeing you, kind of palms you 3 gold.
I, put it in my pocket.
Yeah.
And the boss dwarf is still standing there. He glances over sidewardly at you when you return.
Okay. I think I'm about drunk enough to not feel anything, so.
That is the best time.
Duh. I am ready whenever. I don't know if you have more on docket or whatnot.
They
but-
can wait.
Well,
And he glances over to the side and makes a motion kind of toward you, and then toward the ring, which someone across the room that you can't quite get a clear look at gives a nod. And then some other dwarf is kind of pushed up through the crowd toward the ring. He's a fairly stocky sort, even for a dwarf. But he doesn't really have the look of a hardened athlete to him. And then you get kind of signaled up into the ring.
This is what in the profession.
Make an acrobatic
we
shit, climb through the ropes, dick.
you have to Gresh. Here, hold this. Go towards the ropes.
You should actually make me fortitude save, though, to see just how drunken you have become.
Oh no!
Oh shit.
Oh
That's
no!
Phenomenal. 20.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
On a 2. Jesus.
I'm hardy.
Yeah, that's fair.
Get that count.
You haven't had that much alcohol yet.
Yeah.
This hour.
And I climb up into the ring. Slowly and unsteadily, but make it there.
Yes.
I
Your
don't need to be sober for this fight.
your dance partner seems to also be somewhat inebriated. Probably not quite as much as you are. He probably hasn't started making fortitude saves yet. But he's not perfect.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this guy is what we in the biz like to call enhancement talent.
So, I'm probably going to do this pretty free form.
Yeah.
As you both start to circle each other. I would like you, however, to roll an initiative roll for me.
It's not amazing. That's
Cool.
a 26.
Because he rolled a natural 20. So,
Excellent.
so basically, you guys start circling each other, and you have been in this position many times, but it has been a little while. And kind of like he just like it looks almost like he stumbles a bit, and so in this like rotating dance, he slows just a little, and before you can really catch on, he has kind of entered your blind spot and sends a hook toward you. And just kind of like nails your shoulder. It hurts a little bit. There's no damage of any kind.
Oh. Okay. Punch.
Okay, roll an attack for me.
Let me quickly. Actually, I'm not actually sure what my unarmed thing is.
Should be an expert in it, I think. Or no, you're just trained right.
Hey, let me just do this. Okay. Give me just a second because I'm using a path builder, which is amazing, but I did not add unarmed into the
the quick reference.
Yeah, so I just need
Because
to.
you've never punched anything before.
Exactly.
Yeah, I actually had to look up the rules on how that applies to sneak attack while we were sitting here. I was just like,
Under.
You can sneak
can.
attack unarmed.
it's really cool.
As long as your natural weapon or unarmed attack is agile and more fast.
That's a 20
20 total?
to hit. Yeah.
Okay. You get a solid hit on him.
Okay. Didn't really scrap too well, but managed to get something in there.
Yeah, it's not perfect. He's still sort of like off to your side a little bit. So it's kind of a glancing blow, but it's a hit.
Oh, that's 8 damage.
Okay. And he is going to hit you back.
Ivan. It's like
Nope, that's a natural one. Man, his rolls have been really, really weirdly distributed.
I'm trying to think like there's these are stone floors,
Yeah.
so they don't really reverberate if I slam my foot.
No.
Damn.
Now that
find a way
I've
to make
kind
noise.
of gotten back into it, a couple blows have been thrown. I'm kind of getting more familiar with it. He throws a punch, and I catch it.
Yep. He seems to have like been annoyed by how that exchange went, and like just does the whole like come at me thing, and then throws a telegraphed as shit swing at you, and you just grab it out of the air.
And I'm going to use it to jerk him forward and headbutt him
Okay.
as he flies off balance. That is a 25
That will absolutely hit.
for 5 damage.
Okay. So I'm actually doing this by number of hits rather than actual damage total,
Sure.
because otherwise it's going to take hours, because anything at your level has 100 and some odd hit points. But he has taken 2 solid hits, and you have taken no solid hits. Meanwhile, as that happens, I need you to please make for me a perception check.
Okay. Because I have to ask. This isn't for initiative,
It
is
is not.
Okay. Wonderful.
I will inform you if it is ever free.
That is, I believe.
I mean, I guess it's not for initiative unless you want it to be after I tell you what you're seeing. Like, theoretically, you could decide that means you're killing someone.
That is a 28 to perception.
Okay, that's pretty good.
That is
So
pretty
as the fight is going on, your you see the boss standing there, kind of placidly observing the ring, and nearby is where Ivan's equipment was set down. And out of the corner of your eye, you catch someone kind of edging toward the equipment. And just before you were about to warn someone, I'm assuming.
I was going to. I will definitely wait, but my initial thing is just to go up, put my hand on the shoulder of the person doing it. Mm-hmm. So I'm walking towards them.
Yes.
And while I'm
moving towards. And as you are working your way through the crowd, your perception check was high enough that you just see the boss dwarf's arm move. And a dagger appears in the shoulder of the guy that was edging toward the equipment. And he, staggers backward, but manages, oddly enough, not to, scream in pain or anything and draw attention to the fact that he was about to go thieving. So, good work on that, I guess.
Yeah, it's like... I go ahead and put a hand on his shoulder. It's just like, friend, have drink, and really go ahead and give it the squeeze.
That answers. I was about to ask the one with or without the dagger.
Oh, well, he failed that fortitude save, and sort of cringes and shouts a bit.
And I'm pouring the drink.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
trying to steal
God.
my friend's shit. I don't care.
Gresh ain't fucking around, man.
You force feed him rot guts as blood seeps down between your fingers.
Yep. And then I just gently push.
And he goes stumbling back into the crowd, lost in the mass.
Man, fuck that guy.
Now, did you pour the alcohol in his mouth or on his shoulder?
Oh, in his mouth.
In his mouth. In his mouth.
Okay, that's
The thought process is to stifle the scream and also waterboard him just a little bit.
It's just pretend,
because
everyone.
when you first said that, I was like, are you trying to make the wound sting more?
No, the big orcish hand squeezing the shoulder.
Gotcha.
I
Doing
feel
that
like
plenty,
that's
yeah.
fine.
Got that covered.
Yeah. And I'm just going to, just not acknowledge that anything happened, because I think that's probably the more respectful thing to do in this circumstance.
Seems reasonable. The boss was definitely watching all of that.
Oh, yeah.
And did nothing to intervene. So you feel like you're still on good standing.
And I mean, given the fact that the boss of the establishment reacted by just very subtly shoving a dagger in his shoulder,
Yeah.
I mean,
it seems like that's kind of the way to go.
There are people you can hit and people you can't hit. This definitely seems to be a person you can.
Can hit, apparently.
This boss, I don't know personally. I don't know if he specifically knows my name, but he, at the very least, knows what I would do to someone who I found out took my armor.
Yes.
and it's like, deal with it without disrupting the fight.
Yep.
Yeah. No. But I will stand next to the armor just to be like, okay.
Yeah,
He
I
doesn't
mean, it is.
need to be paying
How
attention
much was that
to
armor
this.
worth? It was like.
It was a lot.
It was
It was a lot.
3,200 gold or something stupid. Yeah.
It was some cash.
It was a lot.
Which is basically the net worth of everyone in this room that isn't the boss dwarf. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that's
it
that
is very
equipment
much someone takes this and pawns it and they are set for life.
Yes, this is the Maserati of small. In a moderately sized town, you basically just left your Maserati on the floor, which was fine because that's what you were supposed to do. But,
Yeah.
but
I love
somebody
it.
tried for the opportunity.
Can't really blame them, but
Yeah.
But we can squeeze their knife wounds.
We can make sure they never do it again.
That's why the
Meanwhile-
first one goes in the shoulder.
Ah, that's a pretty good hit. Your unarmored AC is what, like 23?
Zach?
Your armor's that high? Well, yeah,
Yeah, 23.
Okay. Wow, I did that fast in my head. I'm
Yeah.
very proud. Yeah, so you get nailed with a solid hit after your like combination of blows. He kind of staggers a bit and then just like delivers a slightly upward fist to your solar plexus, and it stings pretty good. And you get kind of a little air knocked out of you, but you have been punched in the solar plexus many times. That is a battle-hardened solar plexus. You started wearing armor over it for a reason. That's all I'm saying. Like, you have experience that tells you why you want to keep that from getting hit.
I've probably been stabbed in there a few times.
Probably.
Even. So this good blow. Roll back and yeah, that is
Sting.
yeah that is a what is it? 16 plus 17 is 33.
Oh, that's not good. Okay. Nope. How would you like to knock this guy fucking unconscious?
So he hits me in the solar plexus, and it's like, good blow. And then I notice that he's kind of done, like, with the upper thing, kind of a little off balance. So I just do an overhand haymaker to smash him in the face in such a way that knocks him off balance, slamming his head into the ground as well.
Sure.
So he'll very much land on his head.
Yep.
2 hits.
You nail him solidly, and he goes down hard, and he is not moving. You have more than enough medical knowledge to know, yeah, he's alive, and you don't think you hit him in such a way that he's going to, like, die of a head injury or something. But he is definitely not moving anytime in the near future. And there are cheers from the sidelines. as a couple of dwarves in kind of like pale beige tunics kind of file up, and you see them like dotted around the outside of the ring. The couple nearest file up and like each grab a leg and start taking him away, which is great for head trauma.
Yeah.
But
Highly recommended.
Rolling over those cobblestones.
Build character.
And by that we mean builds a new character.
Oh, God.
Ivan, you doubled him. You doubled him like 3. He fall down so hard.
He was short, more like Bush.
I like laugh and push your shoulder. Just like, he's good. He's good.
It's been a long time since got the name. I'm gonna have Bruce there. He did land solid hit. Was a good fighter.
Yeah, I heard you. You cough a little bit.
Little bit. It was so.
It has been years since someone has made me cough a little.
Someone who isn't some kind of like 8-foot wolf filled with lightning or something. Like, some demigod from another plane.
with a sword that makes you hemorrhage blood.
It has actually been, at least from your perspective, like 7 months since you fought just a dude.
Person.
not counting the people in the ring, the fighting pit the first time. Even that was like 7 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Amazing how
like,
time
apart
flies.
from
I
downtime
fought
fighting in
at least
Martyr's
a dozen
Ring.
demons.
Well, yeah,
from hell.
you've probably done like some matches in Martyr's Ring in the downtime.
Maybe, yeah, probably. But
Sorry, keep going. It just occurred to me. I was like, wait a second, you just haven't fought people in a very long time.
Just, something happened to my drink. I need to go get another one. I'll be right back.
okay.
You talk with your man. Or however this work, I don't know.
I
You
go.
say you get paid, so I assume you gotta collect.
I shall go. I also am going to watch as they're like dragging him away to make sure that he is actually going to be.
Yeah, it's gonna
nothing
be fine.
because like no like well he's got a crick in his neck for the rest of his life now or something like.
Your sense is that he too has been knocked down quite a bit. He's not as good a fighter as you are, or even were like before you started getting class levels.
Yeah.
So he's probably been knocked down slightly more than you have. So he's good at it.
He's like, I'm the one that gets beat up. This is my role in life.
Yes.
I mean, he was a pretty solid fighter.
Yeah. Clearly, I mean, he landed a blow on a 10th level guy.
Right.
He's pretty good at what he does. It's just, I'm a lot better.
Yeah, I was doing math assuming he was like 8th level. So, as unarmed fighters who do only that, like, who can literally not deal lethal damage kind of way.
So I'm holding Ivan's bottle.
Yes.
I'm gonna go to the bar,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna mime bottle to the guy. I'm going to the same guy because
Sure. You have that rapport going.
yeah, I've got that rapport.
The communication skills going.
And then I take out 3 gold,
Okay.
2 of these, so he knows.
He has to sort of shuffle things around a little bit because in his station, it seems that there aren't that many of them left. But he does pull out 2 bottles of Dwarven vodka.
For an extra golden tip, he's gonna make sure you get it.
Yes, he is. He's gonna go steal it from somebody else's station if he has to.
And not mention to Gresh that he doesn't know how much it costs.
Yes.
So, I start kind of like putting the armor back on and stuff, and start talking to the. I walk up to the guy and just be
Yes,
like,
actually, Semyon.
good fight.
Semyon comes back up to you before, like, while you're putting the armor on. The boss seems to file off sometime during your returning from the stage.
Okay.
But Semyon comes over and finds you. He's like, that was very good.
I was surprised he got blow on me. It was
He's one of the better ones around here.
duh.
But that was good. People are going to talk. This is what we want. Oh, by the way, he hands you it was like a gold and 2 silver.
Okay.
It is not much, but it was improvisational fight.
Duh.
Grigori likes you.
That is direct.
Yes.
Duh.
I think it is going to be a big fight tomorrow.
Well, just make sure he knows. Gresh can hold his own too.
Oh, he's counting on it.
we fight together because he's also very good. It should be, I think, fun fight. It's been a while since. I think technically it's been a while since I've killed anything that's actually mortal.
We could find something mortal.
Oh, I think no. Is it? I'm just saying, fighting normal men. It's good to get back to there. I feel like I've gotten a bit off track recently.
Grigori wants to do.
And
Oh, look, it's the Bone Devil. He's been training in the ring.
Just the Bone Devil with boxing gloves.
And then he's
He's
like,
got a
"You
little boxing glove for his tail.
asshole!"
I kill him. I kill him. I will kill you, I swear.
The Bone Devil would actually be still a pretty solid challenge for the 2 of you.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
You guys have gained 2 levels since then, but there's only 2
but
of
only 2
you.
people, that would be tough.
Oh, God.
The appropriate moment, I'm going to burst back in and they're just like, Ivan, I spilled. So here, congratulations.
Thank you. Prost.
You're right. This goes way better with paste.
You're just like kind of funneling it into your mouth.
Yeah, because I'm just like in a bowl or something.
Yes. Just one of those kind of like shallow bowls that you get like beer nuts and beer pretzels in. So it makes it really easy to just kind of like.
Yeah.
He does not handle drink as well as dwarf, but it's good
Why
anyway.
would I want to? That would be less fun. I'd have to drink more of it.
It's fair.
What's Crash's con?
I mean, it's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
But it's like
3?
no, it's 4.
Oh wow.
Yeah, 10th level, you guys have got the second boost.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's possible.
So look like fighting ring has been pretty successful. If
It is good business. You see, at these places where everybody is so uptight, everybody secretly wants chaos. It's great.
it provides that's the thing. Provide what they don't have, what they want.
These Akas people, they're fine. They're dwarfs. But they have this idea that they should be more controlled.
I notice nowhere is rowdy enough.
But they're still dwarves. And that is what we give him. He has been drinking this entire time. You can tell his speech pattern has definitely like.
I will offer and share the second bottle of vodka.
You get them down here, and they're dwarfs again. And that is why we are going to make all the money.
Because it will be. I'm excited for this. So what kind of? I assume for a fight we're going to is full armor weapon whole.
Yeah.
Magic?
I guess I'll check.
Okay. I prepare.
How many stops to pull for this one?
Just
All
make
the
sure
stops?
I don't die.
I make sure.
It's your job.
Da.
It's you.
It's not my job.
I know. It's good place. I'm tired.
How is Commander? He run things well up here? I don't know him. I've not seen before.
Gregory is.
Gregory.
He's good. He has different ideas. He likes being direct, and he doesn't like dealing with authorities. And that is why he wasn't going to work in Skyward Skill. He wasn't built for playing nice with the lords.
They do like to bark out their orders.
Sounds like he would be good fit for Squirtile.
Well, for most of Squirtile, probably. Akas, we thought maybe because they have the walls and the gods and all of this, we thought it could be a problem, but gods, they love the violence.
They have Jotun. One day away.
Yeah, they don't want to actually put themselves at risk.
They like watch
They like
other
to
people.
watch the violence.
Is this why they worship dragon?
Maybe.
I'm
I
going
do
to
not
tell
worship
you
dragons, so I
a
cannot.
secret. Most of them don't give a fuck about the dragon.
But the lightning bolt.
Yeah, it's very pretty. Do you see people go in and out? No. They don't care.
They like the wall. They like the wall.
Yeah, and they live here. They were born here. They will die here. But none of these, the old ones, they care about Dragon. And, being faithful to his memory and revering the elemental energies and this. The young ones, they don't care.
I take a look around the room. I'm guessing it's mostly young dwarves.
Mostly.
Young guys, just all,
Yeah.
early 40s, late 50s, real young.
Yeah. From a human perspective, you're topping out. Most of the room tops out at like the equivalent to human 30. It's younger guys. There are a few. Most of them appear to work for the organization, though. The organization appears to be more of the older weathered type.
This reminds me of problem with my peoples, with them not caring about the community as much and going off to be Kalapshi. It's similar in a way, I think.
I don't know what that means.
It does not matter. Do not worry.
But it is good they don't give a fuck. Because that means that they can be here instead of off praying to some dead dragon. Does that work?
What, praying to dead dragon?
I don't know.
I don't
He's the
know.
one with the magics. Do you think dead god give power?
This remind me. I cast Sigil and emblazon the martial symbol on my shoulder pads and go, I wouldn't know much about dragon, unfortunately.
Oh,
I have
right, I forgot.
I have idea. Today, tonight, I pray to dragon god. I see what happens. I get back with you.
If it work, I might fight you in the ring. Just saying.
Well, that'd be fine then. It'd be fun.
And this is how Gresh takes the cleric dedication.
I wasn't on their radar before. They're like, hey, there's a cleric of a core walking around now. What?
He's literally the only one.
I just give it a shot. I'll let you know in morning.
I do not think you can get the magic from thing that is dead. It's no
Me
longer.
neither, but that's why I'm willing to do experiment. I don't want it to work.
That's how experiments work.
But this my way help. The other two, they read the book. Me and you, we fight.
And pray to dragon.
And then we'll see we'll see dragon. Hey, if it do work, dragon not dead. It's lie.
Gresh absolutely won't fuck around with thorn roses on his arms, but dragons, all right.
Hey man, lightning bolts. Lightning bolts. That shit's metal as fuck.
Ain't wrong.
Screw cleric, you're getting champion level.
Yeah. Get that divine
What
smite.
was that for?
That was to see if Ivan understood anything that was going on right now. I feel like I should have problem with this, but I'm also kind of curious.
I want to see what happens. I want to know. To see what to happen.
I think this is bad idea. But
It is definitely bad idea.
Yes,
Well,
no, I don't just think I know it is a bad idea.
so long as you're aware, I guess.
Well, look.
Just think, Ivan. You could help Gresh in making Emmeline angry again.
just like this is it. See, we gave them a reprieve, and now we're gonna get up to worse bullshit.
Just tell me that if it starts to work, you stop.
I can definitely promise that
Okay.
if I know what happens.
I just do it. If nothing happened, cool. If something happened, you stop. I mean,
stop,
either
I
way
come
you
get
stop, I think. I think we say either way, stop.
It's just like this is Ivan's way of saying, please don't.
Do not.
Please don't actually.
Great
do this.
idea, but what if you did it?
Good plan, but actually it sucks.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go back to wall now.
Okay.
So, as we finish up that, you two, I am sure, will hang out a while longer before stumbling back. Probably drunk as fuck.
So gone. So gone.
The most gone.
You know those times when you're drinking alcohol and you're like, no, I don't want to get too drunk. So
Uh-huh.
like you're like doing your best to steel yourself. Gresha's doing the opposite of that.
Yep.
He wants to get too drunk.
He is leaning into
Crash
it.
just offered to pray to a theoretical deity.
A theoretical deity that is at the.
In front of the cleric.
So, at that point, I think that's a good spot for us to take our break.
Yeah.
So, we will be back in about 15 minutes or so for the second half of our adventure this evening. Thank you for staying with us. Hopefully, we will see you again very soon. Hang out.
Back in a moment.
Okay, we are back. Thank you for hanging out with us. A real quick reminder that next week we will not have a show, as I will be in South Carolina. So, yeah.
Darn.
For the week after.
But the week after, we're going to have our damn show.
Yes.
We're going to do it, unless I get killed or something.
Unless
It's South Carolina. Who knows?
Yeah. You might need a little bit of a breather.
Yeah.
Well, roads are dangerous right now, man.
Life is uncertain at the moment.
Yes.
We will see.
The flow of time in Orlando is convoluted.
So, we had just finished Gresh and Ivan spending some time in the
Punch.
fighting pit, along with Semyon and their newly acquainted local crime boss, Grigory.
Gregory.
So, why don't we check in with our other two friends?
Our friend.
Our friends. Now, as you two left off, it was getting to the end of the day as well. So what was your plan?
So I'm going to go find the assistant archivist again. Rodian,
Yes?
I need something. 2 things. Some things.
Can you be more specific?
Okay, I need coffee.
Okay.
It's going to be a long night. I need you to teach me how to pray
Okay.
to your dragon. And I need a trustworthy dwarf to do dwarfy things. Namely, someone who would be familiar with stonework. Because we're going to search the basement.
You know it's a storage room, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, I can help you search the basement.
But we're also searching for secret passages and secret nooks and, you know, things that people may have forgotten were there.
Okay.
Also, some stories might be nice. It might get a little boring.
Sure.
I have stories I can tell too.
Sure.
Oh, and I'm not going to take anything or anything. I just want to find things.
Yes. I will say, I don't know if looking for secrets is a good idea.
Oh, it almost never is, but it's an idea.
Try dissuading her. It's a worse idea.
So, if there are secrets, I'm sure the archivist knows about them.
We can ask her.
Sure. She seemed a little overwhelmed.
Exactly. So let's go look.
Okay. Make a diplomacy check for me.
Okay.
Please. Let's see
Alright,
how
let me-
convincing this is going to be.
Hey, let's snoop around the basement. Doesn't that sound like a great idea?
It almost never is.
It's always a great idea.
Wait a minute.
Say,
Because that's where that pill went that I dropped the other day.
Pop into pills.
22.
22. Okay. He seems apprehensive.
And
What?
some prescription medicine.
Yes.
How much does that get me on my die roll?
If you slip him drugs, what kind of bonus is that to diplomacy? That's a Grigori question. But yeah, it seems like he's gonna probably go along with it. Okay. So your plan is to search the basement.
Yes.
Okay. Emmeline, what are you doing?
Emily, we're going to search the basement
I'm going to search the basement.
for secrets.
Wouldn't they? Okay. We can take a look. I feel like in a place like this, there wouldn't be. Feels fairly on the cuff.
But this was built in the time of the dragons.
That's a fair point.
We don't know if when it was built, there were secrets built into it that have been forgotten since or erased, as a lot of things have been.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Where should we start? Just in the basement, I guess. Know what kind of things you'd use to search for something.
Perception mostly.
Perception.
Thievery.
Thievery would be to manipulate things once
Oh,
you've found
got
them.
it.
Perception is predominantly what you use to find the things. Okay.
I'm not great at that, but yeah. Where is my sheet?
So-
There it is.
Rodion will lead you into the basement. And it is about the same size as the chapel proper. But there's a lot of shelves, a fair number of like pieces of furniture that are just kind of like stacked in random places. There's a few what look like are probably displays that have had tarp, like, burlap, basically tarps, draped over them to protect them. But yeah, it's dark when you first get down there. Rodion starts.
Activate rings.
Well, he starts reaching for a torch that is kind of like by the stairs, but when you turn your rings on, he goes, "Oh, never mind."
I'm going to pull some off and hang them. Are there places I can hang them around the room or?
Once they separate from you, they stop.
Oh, I
being able
forgot
to
about
emit.
that. Never mind. All right, I'll just leave them on. It's been so long, I have
Yeah.
forgotten how they worked.
Yes, they can only emit light from you. But yeah,
I remember that now.
okay.
Rodion, you had mentioned, the archivist had mentioned that there was a lot of fading interest in these old places. How do they stay funded? How do you keep doing what you've been doing?
Oh, we're endowed. There was a great deal of work put into ensuring the future of the archive. Also, we don't have a lot of expenses. That's really just the two of us and occasional maintaining of the building. It's not like we pay rent. It's
Sure, but it's just curious to me because I'm familiar with many of the worship places in Cadia, and many of them have much upkeep. Granted, they have more staff, but there's always maintenance and things that need to be done.
yes, we have basically a trust that was put in place over, well, centuries, I guess. And it is significant.
Makes sense. Where would you like to start? Or is it a smaller room or a bigger room?
It's
as
pretty
we
big.
come in?
It's basically the size of the room above you. Well, kind of like the back 2/3 of the room above you. The stairs down are about 1/3 of the way in, and
Just a large empty chamber, or is it sectioned off?
no, it's not. It's not divided in any particular way. It's other than by shelving and stuff.
So we should look for any sort of secret entrances or compartments.
Okay. If I were building a structure like this. Would that be like occultism or thievery to know where to start? Lore cults.
Lord calls.
Lord Wharf or
Where do
Stonework.
cults hide their stuff?
It could be religion.
Nope.
Thievery, maybe.
I could do a religion roll. Wait, can I do a religion roll? Yeah, I can.
Society? I got thievery, society, and perception. That would be good skills.
I mean,
for me
perception
to
is
use.
going to be how you're going to be doing most of the heavy lifting on finding any secret things.
How about bardic lore?
I could give you a bardic lore to give you like a general notion of where to start, and that might kind of like give you a little bit of a leg up on the perception DCs.
$27.
Okay. So you ponder your experience with stories of hidden compartments and things like that, and start looking at kind of how the masonry is done here. And you start kind of noticing spots that might be where a secret entrance or compartment might be installed based on, what you've heard in the past. So that's going to make it a little easier to go looking.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use prestidigitation to draw circles as if I drew them in chalk in the places where I think it might
That would be sigil.
That would be sigil. Never mind.
Sigil is specifically for leaving magical.
Gotcha.
marks.
Do I have sigil? I can't remember if I have sigil. Let me see if I have sigil. I do not, so I won't. Okay.
You could use actual chalk if you want.
I will use actual chalk.
Okay.
You know what? It's reasonable that Tessie would have actual
Sure.
chalk on her. Sure. She will
It's in the
take
Avengers kit.
Yeah.
She'll take a piece of actual chalk and just start drawing circles where she thinks it could reasonably be.
Okay. So you go.
No, she will draw smiley faces.
Sure.
It's an important.
Yes.
It is an important distinction.
Because I feel like it.
So yeah, you work your way through the room and lay out some prospective spots that you think might be reasonable places to hide, and then we will begin perception checks.
Hey, that's not bad.
You may do them separately, or one of you may aid the other.
32.
Oh, you know what? I am actually going to aid you because I get that +2 to aid another. Would this count for that?
I feel like your perception's probably going to be higher than mine.
I have a perception of 15.
Oh. Okay, it's about the same. Mine's 16.
So that's 30 to aid.
Okay, well that aids.
32, 34 then. Or 30. What, it's plus 1? Or plus 2?
Plus 2 because
That's
I've got I have a special
Yeah.
thing that.
Yeah, it goes from +1 to +2, and also she gets a +2 to the aid action.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, then it would have been 32. I forgot I got a plus 2.
You aid either way.
It still
Yeah.
succeeds.
I think that actually critically succeeds, which means I think you get a +4.
So 36.
I'll have to. Anyway, it's high. I'll have to.
Yes.
I'll have to.
We
look
just
at some point.
cascade the large
It
numbers,
doesn't
it's
matter. The number is high. So you start working your way through the room, paying attention to Tessie's marks, but also leveraging your research into where people might hide things that they want to keep secret. And for a while, there's not much there. Most of the spots Tessie has marked are unremarkable stonework. But after a bit, you do find one piece of stone near one of her marks that seems like it's not called plaster, it's mortar. Thank you. I wanted to say grout, but I'm like, no, that's tiles.
Grout, but for stone.
Like a grout for stone. Its mortar is a little off. It would be real easy to miss it, but if you weren't looking specifically for it in that specific area. But definitely that stone is not as attached as it should be to the others around it.
Might actually have something over here. Might be difficult to try and pry free, but this is a little looser than most of the others. Can try and wiggle it. I'm going to use one of my many knives to try and pry out some of the other mortar to kind of get this stone free. How big are the cobbles here? Are these massive stones, or
They're yay big, ish. So they're pretty solidly sized.
I will need assistance because I have a strength of 0.
If only there were two big, large.
Yes, 2 large strength-based characters laying around.
If only.
And if only one of them had a massive wisdom score with which to perceive things.
If only.
Anyway, actually roll thievery for me, please.
Okie dokie.
I will roll to aid.
Sure.
28.
Where are you?
It was really easy to do that quickly because I just looked at them. Actually, 27. 29. I can do math.
Some number. Somewhere
26.
between 27 and 29. 26. Okay.
So 31.
Yeah. Okay. You manage to get your knife into a spot that ends up feeling like a seam. It was pretty well hidden, but there is the slightest seam, and you kind of slide it over, and the stone feels much lighter than it should as you do. And you actually manage to kind of slide the knife to get the stone out a little bit. And as you do, it has a stone against stone kind of grind sound, but it's off. And as you slide it out, you realize that this stone is hollow.
Well, we've definitely found
shit.
something.
I knew it.
And inside is another god.
It's a
Inside
god-touched
is
god.
Blarg, god of xenomorphs.
Inside the hollow
Surprise,
stone
bitches! It's an alien
is a
campaign.
smaller hollow stone.
Yes.
Dwarven
Stone
nesting
Troishka.
Dwarven nesting stones.
There's one in every building just to
That's
mess
gotta
with
be
you.
a thing.
Definitely.
Now it is a thing. nesting.
There probably is a dwarven nesting stone, but those get mortared in place. You don't remove the dwarven nesting stone. That's just for good luck.
It's a fundamental
just
portion of the
know.
house.
Yeah.
You just know that
You
there's
just know
a
it's
dwarven.
there, and it probably gets marked. It's probably the cornerstone of the house.
The innermost one has, and each of the stones has different sigils carved in them.
for sure,
and-
for sure.
This house has specific blessings to bring wealth to the family.
Yes,
I unironically fucking love that.
I kind of like that actually.
Yeah. Just like I like to think of it as just like the name of every dwarf. Like every dwarf takes a side of one of the stones, and they're just like, yeah, these are who made this house, and then they just keep nesting as the team member grows until everybody has their name on the side of a stone, in the wall, in the hole in the body of.
Right.
But
But
the
this
names of your
particular
crafts will
one,
live on in
as you pull it
perpetuity.
out, behind it, you can see the line of energy that runs down from the roof, continues behind the stone.
Don't touch it. Gonna touch it. Don't touch it. Gonna touch it. Touch it. Do it. Touch it. Oh. Well, that seems dangerous.
Touch the lightning.
Oh, it's not secrets.
There's no sign there telling you don't touch the lightning, so that means it's okay.
That's true. There is no like skull and crossbones sign next to it.
That sign of like the guy getting struck by the bolt. Like
That
don't have
meme
one,
of
that means it's good.
electricity stabbing a kid isn't standing there or anything. Electricity is deadly.
How far underneath the cathedral does this workings go? This.
I don't know.
Is there any way to? I guess you wouldn't be really aware of it if you could get underneath. Just investigating this. So there's the stone opening from the hollow stone. Where's the conduit? Like, how deep into the wall is the conduit?
It's maybe a couple of inches behind where the stone ends. There's clearly like kind of a hollow back there.
And there's not anything else in that. It's just barren stone, and then it leads to that conduit.
Yes. I guess make another quick perception for me.
That one's less good. 22.
Okay. The stone itself is hollow, but it is an actual. It's not a cube. It's whatever the rectangular version of a cube is. It's not a parallelogram either. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It is covered on all sides, which is a little weird.
The one that I'm holding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what did you roll again? I'm sorry.
22.
22. Yeah, it's weird that it is enclosed on all sides and yet hollow.
So it feels way lighter than something. I see what you're saying. Okay. So, it's possible that there's something in the center of this, but I wouldn't really know how to open it. Or it could just be light because they wanted me to pull it out of the wall.
There might still be secrets.
I don't know. Here. You take a look. I'm going to look at this power conduit some more.
Okay. So it's a hollow piece of stone, but it is still made of stone.
Yeah, no, she will
You're
not do
You're not
that.
going to be rattling it next
She will
to
not
your
do
ear.
that.
But you can kind of shake it a little, and you faintly feel something shift inside it.
There's something inside.
How big is this stone?
Yeah-ish.
Okay. So not like brick sized, but like
No, it's a
So-
masonry stone.
okay.
Yeah.
So how high would we have
It
to
could
climb
hold
up?
a
And...
folded halfling. I'm just spitballing.
So he did not.
Definitely
So
what's
she
in
did
there
not
now.
hand it to me. All right.
Oh, maybe I put it on the floor near you.
Yeah. So how high?
It would, from your perspective, it would be kind of like holding one of those like giant Rubbermaid containers that are like.
Oh, okay. So she sort
Yeah.
of shoves at it a little,
rock it
like,
back and forth.
like shaking a vending machine. So
Right.
it's less like shaking a Christmas present and more like shaking a vending machine.
Sure.
So how high would we have to climb, and how would we get it up high enough to drop it off to break it?
Probably be easier just to get Ivan to hit it with something.
But then we might break what's inside.
If you drop it, you're probably going to break in what's
I
inside.
meant for both. I meant for both of those.
Oh. Do you have any spells that might work?
Probably nope.
Could you get a mason worker or somebody with some experience?
Yes, we need a
Practice.
stone person.
Or could get Ivan to hit it with something heavy?
Another stone.
You won't make it the nesting stone.
First, though, let's look and see if there are any more.
Yeah, I don't have any feats for this. Like, look over the feat list. What do I have to get inside
Yeah, I'm
a
looking
stone?
over my spells, and I don't think there's really anything on here that can do this either.
Could I use thievery to kind of... Oh, I don't have crafting anymore. That's right, I reworked my character.
I do have crafting and thievery.
Maybe a crafting check to see like how somebody would construct something to open up, if it would open.
Okay, you can roll crafting.
Sure.
Take a +1 because I'm
27.
going to cast guidance on you.
28.
Okay. So as you're looking at this thing, with how it is hollow, you start to suspect that possibly there might be a way to construct it such that the bottom can kind of slide out.
This part might slide.
Such that if you like inverted the stone entirely, you might be able to like slide it.
We need to flip it.
Okay, let's take a look. And kind of just reorient it and push on it.
Okay. As you do, the bottom does indeed start to slide out. And inside is a satchel.
And inside the satchel is a smaller satchel.
And inside the smaller
Dwarven
satchel.
nesting satchel.
Yes, the dwarven nesting bag.
I'm going to put it in a rock. Put it in a satchel, then I'll put the satchel in a rock, then I'll mail it to myself, then I'll hit it with a hammer.
Poke it with a dagger. Just like gently, just like...
Dwarves are like holding things that things and smaller things encapsulated those.
Yes.
I just think it's neat.
It appears to be made of fabric.
Well, I guess we'll find out what's in the bag. Do you want the honors?
Reaches into the bag.
Noticing the giant, like, wide, excited eyes.
It appears to be made of fabric. Yes.
I mean, it's
fascinating.
It's like your
a
basic
fabric satchel.
Your basic canvas satchel. I mean, I meant to say it
The
doesn't.
satchel is not stone as well.
It doesn't display. When you poke something with a dagger, you're generally trying to see if it is, a mimic or contains cats or something like that. It appears. It appears that it is none of those things.
I wasn't expecting to get a lot of information. I just didn't want to put my hand into the suspicious
I
stone.
could tell you about the stitching and the canvas work if you want, but it didn't seem
satchel
relevant.
It does not appear to be full of all the bees.
No.
Only some of the
it doesn't appear to be relevant until it turns out to be a bag of annihilation, and then it becomes very relevant.
Bag of weasels.
Oh, don't threaten me with a good time, Dave.
Someday there will be a
I
bag
think
of weasels.
If you fill a bag of weasels with weasels, it should turn them into anything else.
Well, first of all, it'll turn them into dead weasels.
Yeah.
Weasels actually don't survive well in extra-dimensional spaces, but
All right, so I'm going to gently reach my hand
sure.
into the sack.
Your hand disappears much further than it should.
Back of holding.
And you feel a nibble on your fingers.
Is there anything in it?
I don't know. Gonna try to
It's an
pull something
interesting
out.
point. How does reaching just like indiscriminately into a bag of holding work out?
I don't think it does. Don't you have to know what's in there?
You
have-
can
you have
can
to-
turn a bag of holding inside out
Well,
to
yeah,
empty
I
its
knew-
contents. But yeah, when you reach in, there's a big interdimensional space. Your arm is insufficiently long.
Turn it upside down and shake it.
No.
That's not how that works. You have to actually turn it inside out.
I know that, but
Yes.
Tessie's gonna turn it
You
upside down and
turn it
shake
upside
it.
down and shake it.
Now she's gonna turn it inside out.
Okay.
Don't do that. It's gonna be filled with water, and we're in an enclosed space.
Scorpions.
That the electricity is just gonna fry all
This
of
is
you.
just 10 bulk of water.
It's a bag of weasels.
Here, honestly, like your space would be
bulk
large
of
enough that 10
weasels.
bulk of water wouldn't actually be of any danger to you, but it definitely would like make the floor soaking wet.
But 10 bulk of weasels.
10 bulk of weasels is a different story.
They'll be a threat to you, but for a very different reason.
Yes. So as you turn it inside out, a series of tools fall out. Some of them look more or less like very old stoneworking tools, but some of them are a little less familiar until you roll me this. I'm gonna go occult roll,
Hey, I'm great at those.
unless you want to roll nature instead.
Nope.
Nope.
I'd roll it, but I'm not there.
What is it?
27
I'm drunk
plus
in a bed.
things.
Maybe in a bed.
Yeah.
What is the occultism feat again? Oddity. Is that 2? I feel like that's 2.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, plus
Most-
2 to Wooch.
Most of those feats are 2.
So 29.
But that's specifically for identifying a thing. Yeah, this is identifying. Yeah.
I'm like, what am I doing?
Well, I was thinking it was for identifying like magic items specifically, but it's really not. It's just identifying things, and you are identifying this thing.
Identifying oddities, even.
Yes, it is an oddity, and you are identifying it. So you do. What was yours? 27.
29.
29.
Oh, I didn't do a roll. Hang on.
Sorry, occultism.
I forgot I had it. I do have it.
Yes, it is your thing. It is what you are possibly best at.
You know what? It's been a while
It
and
has.
it's been a long week. All right. Oh well.
Bad.
23.
Oh, not that bad, but not enough. So, 29 you said then? Okay, 29 is what we're going with. So, you stare at these for a few moments, and most of them look like some kind of stone carving tools, until you notice that among them are some odd metal tools that look possibly like very fine chisels, but each of them is carved in odd shapes. And you start to notice that while they are different in construction from ones you have seen before, these are actually tools for manipulating the flow of energy through a runic system. What you have found is basically the toolkit to do maintenance on that energy flow.
Well,
Well, see, now that's your problem. that got jiggered in the wrong way, and you got to take the dual bop and bop it back right.
It's not a secret, but it's still cool.
yeah.
Secret
As-
ask.
Much as I can figure this is what you would use to work on something like this cathedral, the way it's built for energy. It's fascinating. These must be ancient, but they've held up well.
Redirect the lightning into the doorknobs.
Yeah, let's just start fucking around with
Ants.
the the level 20 runic system. I don't know what I'm doing.
It was made by a dragon. I'm sure I can poke
I
it.
can figure it
fine.
out.
I'll just got that improvised weapon thing or the improvised tool thing. Feet.
Hey guys, I found out what this rune stands for. What? Pain. Turns out they all stand for pain.
They might look different, but they all mean the same thing. Yeah. So they do look old, especially the energy tools look like probably original. Whenever this stuff was made, these tools were made to work with it. And they're a little weathered, but very, very carefully maintained.
So I guess if you wanted to work on something here, this would be how you do it. I'm just kind of amazed that these were so secret that everything else has maintained so well over time. I guess you could use more modern implements in a similar way. Rodian, do you ever bring in craftsmen to look at more of the runic centrics of the construction of this building?
As far as I know, there are no craftsmen that could. The archivist maintains the runes.
The secret archivist's tools. Then we might want to get her opinion on some of these. These would be, as much as I can tell, these would be what you would use to create something like this. The only people that I would know that would be of that caliber would be high mages from Katie or even what's the other country that's like
Othland?
Othland, yeah.
Hey, look at me.
Othlandy.
Othlandy.
Authandi.
Authandi.
Yes.
Yes, it is Othland, but things from Othland are Authandi.
Othlanders?
Authandi.
Authandi. Maybe in the morning it would be best to get the archivist's opinion on these. Have her name somewhere too. Quintana. And it's just the tools in there?
Yes. Yeah. And, various, kind of, holding implements for the tools. A few of them are kind of, strapped together and things like that.
Like a leather wrap thing.
Bag is
You
pretty useful, though.
See those things there. It's too bad it's not yours.
Get fucked.
You try to take it outside of the temple and it just
Struck immediately by lightning.
Yep.
You don't know how specific the spells are. You go out with too much of the temple's dust on you. And it's like...
Clearly they've taken something. The poor craftsmen that work here. They're just coming back from a long, tired day, and they're just like...
They have to install a shower by the door.
Decontamination chamber, yeah.
Well,
perfect.
we can see if there's anything else at some of those other spots, but it doesn't seem like this is more of a maintenance hatch than anything. Maintenance hatch. Actually, is that a term that would exist yet? This seems like something for maintaining it.
Yes.
An access point. There we go. That's a word that they'd have.
Right. Any passageways? Anything?
Doesn't look
Anything
like it.
else?
I can take a look at some of the other marketing areas, but
Okay.
we should just wrap up the rest of them.
Sure. So I will give you for free from your previous perception checks that directly across the room, she marked another perspective area. And in the same spot, there is another hollow stone. And when you pull it away, it is the other half of the runic structure.
Mm-hmm. Does this also have a kit, or is it...
When now knowing about it, you shift the stone around. It does not. There does not appear to be anything inside this stone.
Mildly
Yep.
disappointing, but well.
At least clever in its construction.
But you can give me one more perception check for anything not runic and hollow stone related.
The one thing I would be curious on is these still, you can tell that they go further down underneath the floor, or at least through the walls, which would be built into everything, but I wonder if it goes even further, if there's something like that.
23.
28. This is perception?
Yeah.
Or thievery?
Perception.
Okay. Yeah, 28.
If there is anything else in terms of secret passages or anything like that, you can't really discern where it would be. There's all manners of interesting things down here, but they are expected to be down here as it's a storage area. But outside of those 2 hatches, there doesn't seem to be a lot of secret spaces.
Well, that's
Jesse does plan to spend a good bit of the night after things wrap up, basically studying and drawing all the artifacts in the temple and in the basement.
well. As much as I can figure, there's not anything else. It seems odd to me that there's only the 2 access points, but it's still probably most of the work was done upstairs on the large carvings.
I thought for sure there'd be something.
Honestly, I was hoping to find secreted away books or something, but
Yeah.
A book titled The Whole Plot by Dave.
Yes.
Here it is.
Well, the thing is, they don't have books because their whole purpose is that books didn't work.
Yeah. But if so, it was a secret book, then it would still be here because they
What
wouldn't
if
have gotten
what
rid
if
of it.
it's like those the crystals in the Superman movie? You put them in, and then a holographic a core just goes. My children, hear the story of the Dragon Wars. We were sick nasty. It was great.
And then Brainiac came.
Last son of Krypton.
well, unfortunately, the easy way didn't seem to pan out. But we'll have to track things down more manually.
Okay, time to draw everything.
Everything?
Everything. I said I needed coffee.
Okay, so take note that in our next session you will begin fatigued.
Hey.
Got it. I am content with that.
Emmeline's willing to help up to a point, not to the fatigued
Oh
condition.
no, no. Tessie does not expect Emily to help.
At a certain point, she's gonna be like, "All right, that's enough books for today. I'm gonna go."
Ivan and Gresh instead will be sleeping till noon.
And they will just begin poisoned.
That's what they say before a big fight. Make sure you're in the worst condition possible.
Oh, God. Okay.
Well, thank you for letting us snoop around down here. At least it's been interesting, if nothing else.
Sure. It might be better if we didn't tell the archivist that you found this on purpose. Also, the chalk. Maybe not so much with that being here.
Goes around and erases all the chalk.
We cleaned up after. Oh no, I was sleeping and I tripped and fell into the wall and this whole block of mortar excised itself.
How weird.
I was just staring lovingly at your beautiful wall, and then I had this inspiration to pry out one of your brains.
It was designed to come out. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, if you're going to be up all night drawing, that means Gresh gets to have the first prayer to a core.
Oh no,
Technically
Tessie can multitask.
I don't think you can draw. Well,
You have to learn to do it along the way.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And drawing and learning
You're
a
right.
proper protocol for praying to a dragon god. So yeah, go nuts. How do you feel about lore religion?
I feel about lore religion pretty bad, if I'm being
Or rather, just the religion check. I'm sorry. It's not a lore.
if I'm being quite honest. Well, I do have a massive, whopping +3 to that check.
And that is an untrained check for you?
Untrained.
Cool, go ahead and roll it anyway.
God guy.
Hey, I didn't say it was gonna be. I didn't say it was gonna be good. I didn't say it was even gonna work.
Uh-huh.
In fact, he said he was hoping it wasn't gonna
I
work.
just said I was gonna do it. Lord of Storms, giant scaled dragon whose tower pierces the heavens and lightning meets it. Hear my humble plea. 20.
What?
Natural or total?
Total.
Okay, thank you.
Never
Total.
let your players
Total.
roll anything, guys.
Total. But it's a 17. Now, the rules on re-rolling with the fate point, do I have to take the second result?
That's how we usually been. Well,
Or is it choice?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I will check.
I'm leaning towards the less good one. Is how I think we've been running it, but I don't know for certain.
Because I'm willing to roll with the 20 on this, but
Sure.
in the off chance that I could get a natural 20, I wanted to try. Since it's literally the
I will
last
tell you
of
what.
the
I
session.
will allow you to take the better of the two in this instance, and I will find out the real answer later
Okay.
because it doesn't.
Well,
matter
don't
that
worry.
much.
Don't worry. The first one was great. The first one
Okay.
was fine. Don't ask what the second one is.
Fine.
You don't want to know.
Actually, the second one could be more interesting.
Shut the
Oh.
fuck up.
Was it like natural one interesting?
Oh, damn.
See, now the question is, would a natural 20 or a natural 1 result in you actually getting the powers? Which one's the fail state here?
Well, Dave, on one hand, a 20. On the other hand, a total of 4 with the crit botch. You tell me what happens
Okay.
with that in mind and whatever ruling you want to make. But
Sure.
the lightning it come and strike, it spoke to me, to my soul. Bless me in your honor of your memory, great Akor. Bow. I bring this offering, and then I place the bottle of vodka,
Like 80% empty.
80% empty, the chips, and the snow fox skin that I was preparing to give to Narisha.
Did you said the chips. You also gave him the bowl of crushed nuts, the gravel nuts.
Yes. He's not a religious man. He doesn't know how this works.
I probably should have mentioned while drunk, you probably get negatives to all of them.
Nah, it's fine. It's
But-
more pure in spirit now.
Sure, that's how that works.
Hear my plea. My new compatriots are hunted on all sides by their own gods.
Oh.
They have made bad decisions in
Yeah.
dealings with other gods.
Accurate.
You can feel his power coursing through your entire central
I
nervous
want
system.
nothing to do with this. Please help me escape this hell.
Amazing.
Okay. So, first question to determine how this is going to play out sooner or later. What is Gresh's actual desired outcome here?
His actual desired outcome from this?
Yes.
He wants to know if the dragon is dead or not.
Okay. So he is sincerely attempting to contact Akor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He mostly wants to know if Akor is alive or not. The whole point of this to him is that, and he
It
figures
is a
that's-
genuine attempt.
it is a genuine attempt.
Okay,
because
that
he
was
wants
the
to-
question.
He wants to know if Akor is still alive.
Okay. So, at least in the short term, nothing appears to happen.
Get fucked.
You have seen from your companions that sometimes attempts to communicate with gods result in periods of silence before an answer is given. So, who's to say?
Hey, well, I suppose it is disrespectful to take back a gift. So I will sleep and see what happens in the morning. I will not
Sounds great. Okay.
Somebody give me a gun, because I just shot myself in the foot.
I'll give you some lightning instead.
Why do you want a gun then? You've already shot yourself. You want to do it again?
He needs one of those Tenet guns.
This party's full of bad decisions.
Oh yeah.
How to get bound to random gods in 3 easy steps.
Hey,
1, quarter of a bottle of vodka. 2, bowl of nut gravel.
You're gonna
3,
get the squirrel
temple
god
built
yet.
of lightning.
Full of nut melt.
at least I wasn't in the temple.
But someone is.
We should have used the instruments to try and steal the energy from the temple.
The archivist looks at the front door. Ooh, snacks.
You just plug them in like you're hijacking your neighbor's cable.
Hey,
Go get
Bramble
this
Man, I got
juice.
some juice for you. We're square.
You want this dragon battery? I got a dragon battery.
It's not the worst idea ever.
Oh my god. Well, we'll see
Anybody
what
got a
happens.
jumper cable? My divinity needs jack.
Yo, I got all this spare divinity juice just sitting here doing nothing.
Start doing like random favors for the Bramble Man, like find out where his lawn is, mow it.
These will all add up someday.
Set him up on a blind date with Marta.
Oh my god.
God.
It's like when you're 11 mowing lawns to be like, this will pay for college eventually.
Jesus.
Sure,
That
kid.
is. God, that,
Sure.
that hurts. That hurts.
I had a paper route when I was a kid. I'm just
Oh, yeah.
saying.
God.
Get that 49 cents of paper.
Yo.
So basically, the Brambles are student loans, inherently evil and impossible to pay off.
I mean,
Won't get any fight out of me.
All right.
student loans are probably a little more on the lawful end than pay lords, but otherwise, it's more like payday loans. Payday loans are definitely chaotic evil.
I'd have to agree with that. Payday loans are.
No rules, just suffering.
Designed explicitly so that once you're in the system, you never leave.
And
You
and
just need to take out more.
they pop up in random places, just like fairy circles.
Loanful.
It's true.
Anyway, we have gone off the beaten track.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we
Just a
really
little
need to
bit.
stop this because it's getting like
getting
way
dark.
too close to
Back to
home.
Fantasyland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where nothing ever goes wrong.
Yes. Oh no, where everything absolutely goes wrong all
we
the time,
laugh
I may have
But-
gotten Gresh drunk enough.
but it is
decide
still
to
an escape
contact-
from our real problems.
A deity.
Anyway, so that's what Gresh does before he goes to sleep.
I feel like he falls asleep there.
Yeah. He probably doesn't make it to the bed.
You just wake up kind of like still kneeling, but like slumped forward, like with
like-
your shoulders against the ground.
Face
on your
first
side.
in the nut gravel.
They're like he's gonna wake up, the nut gravel is gonna be gone, and he's just like there's a mouse somewhere.
Yeah. You contacted the squirrel god. It's fine. Your effort was accepted. The pelt, kind of insensitive though.
You're just an asshole.
See, when you said Lord of Storms, it was kind of slurred, so they thought you said Lord of Acorns. Totally different.
My bad. That's on me. Faux pas.
Order
Egg on my
stores
face.
storing nuts for the winter.
Yes, Lord of Stories. It's also the god of future planning. Actually, that's a good idea. I might make it a squirrel deity.
Yeah.
You wake up with a pile of blessed Tupperware.
That'd be sick.
It's somehow like the lawful neutral squirrel god of
Tupperware of holding.
planning and gathering.
It's just like no matter what, there's always just one more handful of nuts in that Tupperware. In our darkest hour, and our most protein derived. Deprived.
We're getting actual Joe drunk now.
Anyway,
All right.
so what are the rest of you going to do before you all end up eventually falling asleep after drawing every object in the temple?
Take off most of my armor.
Yes, I assumed you were asleep before this happened.
That's all I do.
Most of your armor, you still got like a boot on.
Emmeline's gonna do her best to keep it with Tessie, but eventually it's just like, I gotta sleep. I gotta sleep now. I'm gonna go.
Find where Rodian has probably fallen asleep. And
Rodion checked out a while ago. He's like,
Yeah.
look, I showed you everything I've got. Like, you're on your own from here, but really don't steal anything.
Oh, so he left?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
He lives like nearby, but not here. So he wanders off to go sleep wherever it is he sleeps.
I forgot to tell him, teach me to pray.
He's like, this is truly for your benefit.
Yes.
Please do not attempt to take anything out of the temple.
We're not worried about it.
Yeah,
We're
like-
worried
like-
about you.
Yes.
Believe me, you won't succeed. But we're concerned for your safety.
At some point in the process, can she ask him to teach her how to pray or to write down?
Sure.
Okay. So after she finishes the drawings, she is going to attempt a prayer
Okay.
for the Storm Warden.
Then from you, I will need a religion.
Based on Rodian's instructions.
Yes. And being literally in the seat of his power.
Yeah. It's like I got like a +1 bonus because I'm in his city. You're getting
Right.
like a +3 bonus because you're in his home.
Jesus.
Sending
All
you
right.
prayers from your living room.
Yeah.
Thank you. I
We're
love
almost-
getting these on religion
We're
checks.
almost
use your
done
ramble
anyway.
one. Just to add the
Oh
extra
no,
God spice.
that's used. I used it up already.
You didn't get another one? You got another one, didn't you?
Oh fuck me. Okay.
Didn't Tessie almost die last game?
Yeah, she went down.
No, you gotta go down to...
You have to go
one
to
to
dying
three.
3.
Oh, you have to go to dying 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be on the edge of death before the
I think-
Ramble Man bothers.
Holy fuck.
I think she was at wounded 2.
Now I'm curious that if Gresh goes down, does he get a thorn?
Gresh
No, I've
has
already-
been at dying 3.
I've been at dying
I've been at
3.
the-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Believe me, I kept
Okay.
track.
Yeah.
He was right there.
I was on the cusp.
Can I use the first result?
Yes.
24.
Okay. Which is 4 better than you got.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
You just get the
Okay, so what is your prayer?
Hi.
That's it.
No, she would open with the
Yes,
the
you will-
proper opening.
I will translate that into proper form.
Storm. What would his title be? Storm
Is
Warden.
The Storm.
Storm Warden Akor.
Yes.
Storm Warden Akor. I know you don't know me. I don't know you either. I'm in your house. You might be dead. But if you're not, I'm trying to find out what happened. Because I think what I know is a lie. And I don't want your history to disappear because no one's history should disappear. We can write it down now. We shouldn't be able to, but we can write it down now. The rules are crumbling. And the walls between the worlds are breaking. And I really think we need to know what the gods are keeping from us. You have no reason to answer me. But if you could, that would be great. I don't know what to give you. Here's some cookies.
He's eating good tonight.
Getting nut-based cookies.
What would Rodian have known as preferred sacrifices?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
I don't know if you like sacrifices. Here's some cookies. if that isn't what you want, I'll try to find something else once I can find out. We really don't know a lot about you still because things were erased. And I'm trying to... Unerase isn't a word. I'm trying to find what was erased. Anyway, thank you. I should probably sleep.
You fools. Akor wants only the thunder sheep. The great thunder sheep of the mountains. They're delicious.
Oh, they sound fluffy. They sound loud and fluffy.
It's kind of tingly flavor. It numbs the tongue.
Anyway. So you complete your prayer. And you complete... I mean, drawing literally every artifact in the temple is a mammoth effort. Which you probably aren't going to be able to get done in one night.
No.
But you...
She's going to start with the ones in the basement.
Yes. You can get through most of the basement in the night. Probably all of it, honestly. There aren't that many actual artifacts down there. Most of it is like storage for other supplies and things. But yeah, so you can get through archiving the basement, so to speak.
And then after she prays to Akor, she's going to walk outside.
Uh-huh.
Walk a little ways away.
Okay.
And then start reciting prayers in halfling to that which walks in silence. Sure. Prayers for the uncovering of lost knowledge.
So, you don't quite get to that part. Shortly after you leave the building, rain starts to fall as a thunderstorm gathers over the city.
I'm sure it's coincidence.
Yes, rain falling in the middle of winter where there was snow falling moments ago.
Complete
That's totally normal.
It's gonna be fine.
Oh.
Y'all done fucked up.
Nah, it's fine.
And Gresh, as you are fading to sleep, you hear thunder cracking across the city rather than just over the central temple.
This sounded a lot.
You are awake.
That sounded a lot closer. Did I?
She's gonna scamper back into the temple in part because it's raining and cold, and
Yeah, you get hit by enough rain that it like starts freezing to you by the time you get back into the temple.
that's distinctly unpleasant.
The rain is all slightly electrified.
Yeah, and also
I was-
made of acid for some reason.
I was taking a nap. All of a sudden, I get 2 goddamn calls after. Do you know what time it is this millennium? I'm real sorry. I'm real tired.
So,
Oh no.
Martha, she's gonna say that the next time a guy is touching her.
That's distinctly unpleasant. Fuck you.
oh god,
Emily's gonna go to bed and do her best not to interact with any guys. 'Cause
you
fuck
may or
all
may
you
not
guys.
hear thunder in your sleep. Though you were already hearing thunder, so you may or may not hear rain falling on the roof.
But we know how Emmeline sleeps, so she pays it no mind.
Yes. So you hear nothing, you know nothing.
Ivan sits
Nothing
bolt upright.
changes.
I sense heresy.
Brother, the heavy flavor.
Oh my god.
For reference, I learned about 40K after I named my main country Cadia. Didn't know anything about it. Just putting that out there.
The planet broke before the guard.
God damn it.
Okay, so I wasn't gonna do this in here because I thought it would be disrespectful, but out there, the rain is freezing to my skin.
They gave you a cot.
It's true.
Oh no.
She's gonna pray.
It wasn't sleeping. She's going to start praying to her god. So Akor, I'm sorry. I was going to go away, but I don't like rain freezing to my skin. So she
like,
starts
"No,
whispering the
stay."
prayers in Halfling,
Okay.
and then she's trying to contact. She's also trying to contact first the prayers for uncovering lost secrets, and then prayers for contact seeking guidance from that which walks in silence, and then she'll go like, "I know you. At least I think I know you. At least I thought I knew you. I've heard things. We need to talk. We need to talk. I need to know what happened. The world needs to know what happened. I know you like cookies." Then she'll pull a couple more cookies out of her bag.
Excellent.
Never-ending supply.
It's like the donut hole, but specifically for cookies.
I forgot about that.
Oh, but she has the sleeves of holding.
She does.
Guys.
So, as you finish praying to that which walks in silence, there isn't a specific reply as yet. But now finished with the basement archiving
Yes.
and having maybe or maybe not brought a thunderstorm to a previously snow-covered city.
Oh, that's going to freeze.
That's where we're going to end for the evening.
Yay.
Everything is fine, guys.
This is fine.
Totally fine.
This is fine.
A-okay.
Yep.
Better fight in the
Yeah.
fighting ring.
It's super gonna freeze. Akasa's going to be covered in a sheet of glass.
Not unlike Cleveland.
Yeah, we in our part of the world we have experienced that firsthand. It sucks. Sucks hard.
Broke my ankle off of that one.
Hey.
But anyway. So, thank you all for joining us for this evening's adventure. We are glad to be back at it. We will not be doing it next week as I will be in South Carolina, but the week after that we will be at it again around about 4 p.m. Eastern here on Sundays on Twitch, or you can catch us on YouTube. If you are enjoying what we are doing, please do follow us on Twitch and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you want to keep up with us outside of the games, we are on social media. We are on Twitter. We are on Facebook. And we are on Instagram. We do also have a Discord server, which we use to talk to all of our fine people in between games. We love conversations on that server. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, that's a great way to talk to us. Or if you just want to like hang out, we do also occasionally play community games on there. So if you would like to play games with us, that is a great way to do it. If you are really enjoying what we are doing, you could send us a Twitch subscription. That would be neat. If you, by the way, happen to have Amazon Prime, there is Amazon Prime Gaming, which gives you a free Twitch subscription every month. We would be absolutely thrilled if you would use that with us, because things cost money, and this game needs things. So, hopefully, we will see you again very soon. And thank you once again for joining us. Until next time we are together, stay safe, take care of each other, and remember, keep your friends close and your dice closer. Thanks a lot, everybody.